Hi, this is Michael Buckhoff from BetterTOEFLScores.com, and today I want to talk about sentences with participial phrases. Now, whenever you're watching my videos and I'm talking about grammar, you want to always put it within the proper context. It means that you need to consider the grammar you're using as you're completing the TOEFL speaking and writing tasks. It's important to make as few errors as possible. It's also important to use a combination of basic and complex grammar structures. The instruction I'm giving you right now, it helps you use more complicated grammar during your TOEFL speaking and TOEFL writing, and hopefully it will also help you make fewer errors when you're trying to use this grammar. To make your sentences more concise and to have sentence variety, you should reduce adjective clauses, some of which can be reduced to present or past participles. Let's take a look at a sample sentence. Sales calls, which are made within one state, will fall under the new rules, which set a national baseline above which states can set tougher guidelines if they wish. Now, you can probably tell here there are too many whiches in this sentence. There's too many adjective clauses. Which are made within one state, which set a national baseline, and above which states can set tougher guidelines are all adjective clauses. The first adjective clause modifies calls. The second one modifies the word rules, and the third one modifies the noun baseline. In the following example, two of the adjective clauses have been reduced to past and present participles, and by reducing them, you're now getting into much more complicated or complex grammar, which is going to help you get a better score on the speaking and writing. Let's take a look at it. Sales calls made within one state will fall under the new rules, setting a national baseline above which states can set tougher guidelines if they wish. So in this case, you can see the word made within one state, that's a participial phrase. You have setting a national baseline is also a participial phrase, and then this last one is the adjective clause, and it cannot be reduced. A present participle is the ing form of the verb. It can be one, part of the verb, or two, an adjective. It is part of the verb when it is accompanied by some form of the verb be. It is an adjective when it is not accompanied by some form of the verb be. Let's take a look at some examples. The man is writing a letter. Writing is part of the verb. The man writing a letter is a teacher. In this case, writing is an adjective. Notice writing is not accompanied by the be verb. A past participle often ends in ed. However, there are many irregular forms. With many verbs, the simple past and the past participle are the same, which can be confusing. The ed form of the verb can be 1, the simple past, or 2, the past participle form of the verb, or 3, an adjective. She made the last out in the game. Made is a simple past verb. She has made the last out in the game. In this case, made is a past participle form of the verb. The last out made by Jennifer resulted in a win for her team. Made in this case is an adjective. Alright, well, I hope you've enjoyed this short lesson. Now, I say this in a lot of my videos. Now remember, it's important to not just look at grammar in an isolated context, but you need to put the grammar within the context of the TOEFL, which is within the context of your speaking and your writing. So if you want to practice, go to BetterTOEFLScores.com, and first of all, I have some TOEFL speaking lessons, and you might want to buy one of those lessons. They're very inexpensive. They're only like $4.99. But the most important thing here is when you take the lesson, there's some speaking prompts that you can practice. And I've set up a web portal. It's called VoxyPop. It's a talk discussion group that I've created. And you take some of the practice speaking and you go to that web portal and you actually record your voice, and I'll listen to it. Now, don't forget to give me instructions. I mean, I'll probably remember, but just say, hey Michael, I was watching one of your grammar videos at YouTube, and I want you to really listen to my speaking and let me know if I'm using a combination of simple and complex grammar, and what kinds of grammar errors am I making when I speak. So the more information you give me, the more that I can actually help you. So obviously my goal is to help you get 26 points out of 30. And if you want to get that high, the grammar needs to be good. You need to use complex and basic grammar. You have to have an organized speech with good topic development, and you have to have good pronunciation, obviously. Now you can also do the same with my TOEFL writing lessons. You can take one of those lessons, and within that password protected page you can do a practice essay. And also you can make me a short note and say, hey Michael, I was watching one of your videos at YouTube, and I want you to pay really close attention to my grammar. Particularly look at if I'm using a combination of basic and complex grammar, and let me know if I'm making any types of serious errors, in which case the TOEFL IBT Human Raters might give me a lower score. So I'd be more than happy to do that. But remember, I want to tell you one last thing. You can make errors during the TOEFL test with your grammar and still get a high score. So do not get frustrated. Don't try to be perfect. The main thing is to communicate, to get your ideas across, and make sure that the grammar doesn't interfere in your ability to be understood. That's kind of what you have to think about.